Hello, assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to yet another episode. This one was on demand. I mean, I would never ever imagined that whatever I'd be doing would have a demand. I was just doing it for the sake of it, and I'm surprised that why is there a demand of people wanting me to talk and blabber in front of the camera? But then again, a very, very, very special person made the demand. And I just could not say no. I could not say no. And you guys will soon find out who he is. He is one of the building blocks you have in your spine. He's one of a very big chunk of that in my spine, my backbone. He's supported me since the day I've known of him and since the day that I've known him. He has not only supported me, he's also supported so many combat athletes in the country, outside the country, and he's been doing way too much for the sport, for the combat sports in the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know who I'm talking about because every time I talk about this person, you guys already know who it is. You guys have heard his name a lot. You've seen his pictures a lot. But today, in Blood and Flesh, we have no other than the living legend, Abid Jahangir, the CEO of the world's best leading brand in the world, Green Hill, Pakistan. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Unfiltered with Uloomi, Abid bhai. I'm so happy to have you on.
Thank you very much for the warm introduction, and you could have done it better. But thank you for
Thank you.
having me. As it was a long due, as you know, it was a long due. A lot of things need to be cleared out, a lot of things need to be said. And here
For
I
sure.
am, and here you are. Let's get it
Oh,
started, bro.
yes. Oh yes, oh yes. And to be on, all right, I'll just put it out there, guys. Abid Bhai asked me that he wants to be on my episode, and I was like, wait, what? How really? So I was kind of like starstruck, but at the same time, I was super honored to hear that he wanted to be on my episode. And
It
I just
was in
want to tell you guys
Pakistan.
that this is not scripted. I don't know what he's gonna talk about. We have not discussed what we will be talking about, and this is just all candid. So. Abid Bhai, first off, I would start off
Mhm.
by thanking you for doing whatever you do. I mean, it goes without saying that whatever you've been doing, everybody knows what you've been
Mhm.
doing, and all these guys, all these athletes, all these deserving athletes
Okay,
have been thanking you
okay.
since day one. And whatever you've been doing with the IMMAF, especially for Pakistan and for the athletes all over the world, that's commendable. Thank you so much for doing all of that. I'm just going to leave the floor to you, whatever you want to start from. Over to you, Abid Bhai.
Well, I just wanted to so, just wanted to show support for your channel and what you're doing for the combat sport in general, especially for Pakistanis.
Thank you.
You know, how you are coming out and speaking the truth and supporting everyone who's coming to Thailand for the fighting or training camp and everything. And there's only one name
Thank
everyone
you.
knows, Uloomi. Where are we going? Thailand, Uloomi. That's everyone is talking about. So I actually want
Appreciate
to
that.
know how it's going, to be honest. Like, I think a lot of the boxers are coming and the young talent is coming. And then again, the challenges you're facing right now, because I was
Mhm.
speaking to Daniel the other day and I told him the same thing. I'm like, we need to sort this out. There's two parties, and then we have to sort the combat sport. We have to save the combat sport. We're
Of
doing
course.
our job, and we need to know what needs to be done. We need to know. And I feel like you're one of the key person, especially in MMA, who knows everything
Mhm.
and who is gonna be, defending his belt soon. So let me know.
For sure, of course. Well, this is turning into the interviewer getting interviewed. So anyway, yes, but it's we just had. I'll start off with the recent event that we had. Usman Wazir was here to fight for getting in the rankings, and mashallah, he won the fight. He did an amazing job. He was all over that guy. 3 rounds of beautiful violence, I would say. And he got the job done in the third round. He was all pressure. He did not press any brakes. He kept on charging forward. And his coach couldn't make it. Coach Mehboob, he said that he had some issues, some NOC issues, or things how
Mm-hmm.
things work in Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me to be
Mm-hmm.
there, and how could I not be there
Mm-hmm.
when someone needs help? And yeah, that was that. And then Alhamdulillah, he did a
True.
great job. He listened to every single thing, every single detail, every single instruction that I gave him. It was like I was controlling him with a remote control. I was playing a game. I was saying something, head, body, head, and he would do the exact same thing. And I would say, go with a 3-2, go with a 9-2. He was doing the exact same. I would specifically name combinations, and he was throwing the exact same combinations in the fight, and they were working. So that was really beautiful to watch. The amount of trust that guy put in me, I was in awe, and I was like, wow. Um, then we have up and coming Ismail, the Volcano Khan, him and Babar. Both these guys are fighting very soon, inshallah. And in one Lumpini, Babar is fighting on the 8th, coming Friday, in 6 days. And inshallah, I'll be there. I'll be in his corner. And then after that, Ismail is fighting. Both these guys are fighting my friends, actually. Both friends I made here at
I know.
Fairtex. So Babar is fighting one of the guys. He's fighting a Filipino who trained here at Fairtex. He's a friend of mine. And Ismail is fighting another friend of mine from Nepal. So this is, it's kind of, they put me in a tough spot. But then again, it is what it is. It's business at the end of the day. So yeah, and inshallah, I'll be in their corner as well. How it's going here is that, I mean,
Exactly.
I'm trying to put it together as much as I can, to be honest, because the first time when I saw the IMMAF contingent going on, that is when it all started for me too. I was just planning on getting to Thailand, getting back to my training, and just get back to fighting. And then Umar Bhai, shout out to Umar Bhai, who asked me to be in the corner for the guys, and he said that the guys need a good corner man, and Coach Ehtisham is not able to come, so we would really like for you to be there. I was like, cool, that's fine. And I went with him, and then he told me about the ins and the outs, and he told me that how things are working and how he's been handling things, and how you have been a very key role in getting these guys from Pakistan to Abu Dhabi, and them fighting there, especially during the COVID time, during the pandemic, and how everything, financially and every single thing, how it played out, and how you guys solved all those problems. And I was just thinking to myself that, why are these guys doing it? Like, what is in it for them? Nothing. But even though there's nothing for you guys in it, you're still pushing this sport forward for these people who, in my opinion, at that point were a bunch of ungrateful and thankless people. And I did not, like, personally, I had a grudge against each and every single fighter in Pakistan, because I was thinking that we all only demand, and we do not give back. Even when we get something, we do not give back. We feel entitled that, okay, I deserve this, but we've not even done anything to deserve all of that, and yet we say that we deserve all of that. So I was kind of like against all of that. But then I saw how that very specific contingent of fighters, when they showed their gratitude and the way they performed, and it showed that they were grateful for the opportunity that they got. And that is when I thought, okay, this, like, when I reach Thailand, I'll try to make connections, as many connections as I can, and I'll try to make connections around the world, as many as I can, and then I'll try to help these guys out as well. So I'm not doing anything different. I'm just trying to follow your and Umar Bhai's footsteps. And you were exactly 100% right when you said that there's two. There's a split in the federations, and we need to work together. I had a word with Umar Bhai about this as well, and I'm actually really glad and grateful to you that I remember when I told you about working together, you were like, sure, we'll do that. And then you went to the NFT event, and you went to the IFT event, and you took the first step, and that spoke volume. That said a lot of things, because a lot of these people in Pakistan, they don't usually do that. What they think is कि यार मैं क्यों जाऊं, उनको आना चाहिए मेरे पास, they should come and work with me. Everyone has a quote unquote status associated with them, and you did not do that. You were there for the athletes, you're there for
True.
the sport. You've helped a lot of athletes financially, you've helped a lot of athletes when it came to gear, a lot of stuff you've done for a lot of people, and you've done a lot of, like, behind the curtains things as well, under the table stuff as well, that people don't know about. So I mean, it's surprising how these athletes take everything for granted. But yes, inshallah, I feel that things are changing, things are getting better, and we can make this sport, if not ahead of cricket, then I believe we can bring this sport close to cricket as we possibly can.
Yeah, definitely. The main thing is for me personally, I don't care about these party stuff or, left and right. It's as long as I'm supporting the athletes,
Hmm.
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I'm there. I understand, there are problem in our society, in our system, you know,
Hmm.
towards finance, towards corruption and all that. But we have to stay focused because end of the day, I'm personally not gaining anything.
Of
I'm
course.
just supporting. I'm just giving at the moment. And even my late father, we've been doing this since generations now.
Yeah.
I remember our first boxing event, national event, were in 2005 in Karachi. We did about 4 or 5 Green Hill Green Hill Cups to
Wow.
support boxing. And if you know Anwar Chaudhry, the president of IBA, which is
Hmm.
now IBA, yeah, he
Okay.
was the one of the key role in developing all the boxing in Pakistan. But since he died, zero. We have
Yeah.
never won one medal or one championship in boxing.
Great.
And the reason behind it, you know why? Corruption
Hmm.
or no financial support. That's the
Right.
biggest one. Because everything what I have seen, yeah, because I barely lived in Pakistan, so what I have realized is a lot of sponsorship, a lot of things are going towards cricket or XYZ,
Yeah.
not into the main sport or to the talent.
Hmm.
Like for example, yourself, where are you? You're in Thailand.
Hmm.
No government support, no sponsors. You're living in another country, they're giving you support.
Yeah.
So basically, what I feel like sooner or later, a lot of talent is going out. Like all these fighters, they're going to Thailand now. You know
Yep.
why? Because they're getting support, they're getting recognition now.
Hmm.
That's the main part. Professional and everything. Because I remember I'm trying so hard to bring a lot of athletes, a lot of big names, but the agenda is who's gonna finance it.
Yeah. Of
Personally, I
course.
cannot finance the whole thing.
Of course.
I've tried to do it, the AR Warriors 1, 2, and then this the other what you call it, the Usman Wazir event
Yeah.
in Gilgit.
Yeah.
Both of them. We were the key part of that. But end of the day, what we got, nothing. We
Right.
don't really care. Even these people, they forget where they come from. End of the day, they have to realize, okay, if someone is supporting you,
Hmm.
you have to give something back.
Of
You
course.
have to say, okay, at least a thank you. They don't even say that. They're not well educated.
Hmm.
Like for example, what you're doing, what Daniel is doing, you're educating the people.
Yeah.
You're telling them, okay, we're athletes, yeah. We will do our job. Our sponsor will do their job. It's
Yeah.
a teamwork. But
Exactly.
these people don't understand that. Like for example, Ismail, I know how he went to IMMF,
Hmm.
and after that, what happened? The one thing I didn't like about him was he's a very good fighter. He have talent and everything. The education,
Hmm.
the give back, he doesn't give. For example, he should have informed Park MMA, okay, I'm turning pro.
Hmm.
Okay, if there is anything I can do, let me know. He went straight away. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
That's a bit of unfair
Hmm.
because we put all these effort because it's our passion.
Yeah.
For me, it's my business, okay, but it's my passion as well to
Yeah.
support all the athletes, especially boxing and MMA.
Yeah.
But end of the day, if you don't get these kind of, you get disheartened. You're like, okay, I'm not gonna support these guys,
Of
and
course.
then negativity and all that. On the other hand, then like we as Green Hill Company, we have source all around the world.
Of course.
You want to go any boxing promotion, you can go. Any event, you can go with MMA and stuff. But there are some SOPs. You
Hmm.
have to follow those.
Yeah.
You have to follow the guidelines. You have to listen. But these people, they're like, okay, we're fighters. We want to fight. Give us money or not, we're gonna go. No, come on, man. You don't do like that. Like the one thing I really liked about Uloomi, you, and then Usman Wazir, you guys are loyal people. You know who's supporting you since day one, and you're going with them. You're not changing parties. You're not changing the teams.
Hmm.
And look where you are. You have come a long, long way. From mountains to a bloody beach, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's. I mean, a lot of people would say. A lot
Exactly.
of people say you've gone up, but if you talk like physically and actually like literally, I've actually come levels down. I've gone up, but I've come elevation wise. I've come down, and I'm glad that it happened. Right now, Alhamdulillah, I'm balling. I am
Exactly.
one of the key, you could say, people in Fairtex, and they trust me with a lot of decisions. They trust me with a lot of things. They trust me with their fighters. That so much so that they have put me in charge for the strength and conditioning program of their fighters. So Alhamdulillah for that, and that is because, again, I believe and I think that this all happened because of the support that I got from you guys, and I had the realization and understanding from my older brothers, my coaches, Coach Ehtisham and Coach Ali Sultan, because they kept on instilling it in my head. They were like, remember, it's always going to be business.
Yeah.
This is business. This is not your life. This is not your entire life. This is business. When you get something, you give back. And because you give back, you're gonna get more. And when you get more, you give even more
100%.
back. So it's all give and take. Unless, like, it's all transactions. And for you, it's you're getting money,
Exactly.
and you have to give people either business, you have to give them a thank you, you have to show them gratitude, you have to give something back. Whatever you can give all of it. So that's this is what I've been trying, actually.
Exactly.
It, and then you just said it, that this is what I've been trying to put in fighters' heads, because I want more and more athletes to get the sponsorships. A lot of businesses out there want to sponsor athletes, especially because they know that athletes are the biggest billboard for them. But these athletes don't even understand and realize this, and
True.
then all they do is cry about, we don't have sponsors, the government doesn't support us, this, they don't do this, these people don't do that, and they then just need to realize. And I think some people have now started to realize, and they have started thanking their sponsors. Like, that's the first step they do, that they say thank you. Now they have to learn more and more about
Mm.
how can
Mm-hmm.
they give back to the
Mm-hmm.
sponsors, how can they contribute into bringing more business to whoever they're sponsoring, or whoever their sponsors are, and how, like, they need to learn how to operate. And that is athlete education. I think that is grooming and education,
Exactly.
which a lot of athletes, let alone the athletes, even their coaches or their managers don't have it. So this is why I'm trying to get this message across to as many athletes as I can. And I'm really glad that people are watching, and people understand the fact that, okay, this guy is saying something which is beneficial for us. And because of all of this, you spoke about Ismail. I'd like to mention Babar as well, because him and Ismail and Babar, both of them are fighting. The fight that Babar has got was because I spoke for
Yeah.
him. I spoke for him right after his fight at IFT, when he fought for the belt. No, sorry, that was super fight. So right after he fought that fight, I spoke to the matchmaker, the MMA matchmaker of One Lumpini, and she got him a fight instantly. So, I'm glad that they put their trust in me. And that all of that happened because before that fight, I was in Ismail's corner, and before that, I was in Ismail's corner at IMMAF. So these guys started trusting me with that, and I feel that we can change this game. We can change a lot of things. We can change the dynamics of this, and this is exactly why it is important that people understand the importance of people like you and me, and people like Umar Bhai, that who is doing what. They need to understand everyone's roles, and that is how they will realize that how can these people give back to the sport, or even not even to the sport, just to begin with, just give back to their sponsors. And I've seen these guys now start to thank their sponsors, and starting to, they say haath pair marne kuch karne ke liye, for their sponsors, to give back to their sponsors.
Also, bro, the main the main thing is, yeah, they have to understand the whole ecosystem of the fight game. For
Yeah,
example, fighter is a product. For example, fighter is just a product. People behind him, for example, his manager, his coach, or XYZ, yeah, they have to understand what they're doing. For example, fighter have to be just train, fight, train, fight. Everything else, his manager, his coach, they have to manage.
of course.
So, sometimes I understand, okay, it's not fighter's fault, it's the team behind him, it's them. For example, they're the fighter. For example, let's say Uloomi. Uloomi is a fighter, yeah. Uloomi's focus needs to be in the ring to train and to win.
Yeah.
Okay. His team member, for example, Coach Ehtisham, yeah, he needs to make sure, okay, sponsors are happy, everything is being covered, he's thanking everyone, he's appreciating everyone, he's giving out all what needs to be done without Uloomi knowing.
Yeah.
Uloomi needs to know, okay, I did my part, that's it. I won the fight, That's all it matters. That's the basic economics of or ecosystem of fighting.
Yeah.
Because you can know like a lot of fighters now, they're fighters, they're promoters, they're coaches, everything all in one. It doesn't work.
Of course.
They cannot last longer. For example, I will give you an open example of Usman Wazir.
Yeah.
He's his own manager and he's a fighter. It's never going to work for him.
Yeah.
I even told him many times, I'm like, Usman, listen, now you're growing. I think it's 13-0 now or 12-0.
12-0.
Okay, now 12-0. So now he's going to get tougher and tougher fights.
Of course.
So now he needs to have a proper team. He needs to go out of the country. Because in our country, we don't have coaches. We don't have the facilities. We don't have the infrastructure. For example, I feel like, in my personal opinion, in Karachi, there are few gyms, and only in Lahore, there's a proper facility, Brave Gym, which is open for all the athletes. They know what they're doing, especially Umar Bhai. He knows what he's doing because he's an athlete himself.
Yeah.
He knows what needs to be done. Help of you and other people. I feel like we need to all come together and have a serious talk about how we're going to move this forward. Because otherwise, it's going to be ball is just going to be going around and around.
Right.
That's it. Nothing going to change.
Of course.
We're going to be spending time, effort and everything, and it's going to be just rubbish.
For sure. I actually spoke to Usman about this right after his fight, and he was telling me the exact same thing. That he told me that he had a conversation with you about this, and we were talking, and that's what I mentioned that's what I said in the beginning about Usman's fight when I started with Usman's fight. His coach couldn't make it, and his coach couldn't make it not only for this, but for his pad work sessions as well. And he was saying that in his 4 to 6 weeks fight camp, he only hit pads for 3 rounds. I was just wondering that how and why is this happening? And then he told me all the details behind it. And then I realized that he's doing really good as a promoter for himself. He's doing really good. He's doing a really good job at marketing himself. And he has progressed as an athlete, but as a fighter, he needs to do better now. He has a strength and conditioning coach who's doing almost everything for him. And when I spoke to him, I told him that he needs to move out of the country, and I gave him two I gave him 2 options. I said, number one, either you can go to the Philippines because that's a heavy boxing oriented, boxing focused country, or number 2, you need to go to the US because that's where the entire scene is. That's where you will grow. You go to the UK. I've seen a lot of boxers from the UK come and go. UK for boxers, you can say,
unstable.
is like
it's unstable.
It's like
unstable
cricketers
market.
in Pakistan. It's like cricketers, Pakistan for cricketers. You just come and go. No one really cares about you. So we had that conversation, and you're absolutely right,
Exactly.
Abid bhai.
So I don't know what else can be done. To be honest, we're trying hard. So, I don't know, man. To be honest, I have a plan to launch a promotion company soon. I'm just working on some paperwork and legal stuff. But still, I'm debating, okay, should I take our country people? Should I take my own athletes? Or should I just do it from outside? You know what I mean? It's still a 50-50 because they have to understand if they're going to stick to one company or one promotion, it's going to be beneficial for them. Otherwise, there's no point. It's not like 1-2 contract with one promotion, then jump onto another people going to be like, we don't want these guys.
Of course. Exactly.
For example, how Manny Pacquiao stick with one promotion.
Yeah.
Okay, now he made an army.
Exactly. Exactly.
And same, I think, in Fairtex, the Fairtex team,
Yeah.
they're doing the same thing.
Like for me and for Anita, how this is working is we are giving our all. Anita was not able to find any opponent. There were no girls in this region who actively wanted to fight Anita. Then one girl agreed. She was going to come here from France. She had some legal issues with her other promotion. They did not give her the NOC, and the week of the fight, they dropped the news on her that no, we're not giving you the NOC, and if you want to still fight, then we'll press charges against you. So whatever you're talking about, having one promotion, getting signed one promotion, that's the ethics of the combat sport as well. That's the ethics of the business itself as well. I mean, you can never just hop onto different places. This happened with quite a lot of teammates of ours at Fairtex. They saw an opportunity at another place and they hopped onto that uh, he hopped onto that gym, and only 4 people actually in total, 2 guys and 2 girls. There was me and Mark Abelardo, who is still in Fairtex, and Stamp Fairtex, and Anita. So there's the 4 of us that were left in Fairtex, and we still are in Fairtex, and we're still getting a lot of really good opportunities to fight, to do a lot of other things. And the other guys, they don't even have a team anymore. They're scattered all over. And this shows that whatever you just said, it just
Exactly.
justifies that you need to stick to one team. I know I have, like, my team is number 1 Team Fight Fortress, number 2 Fairtex. That is it. And I have no third team. I have no association or affiliation with any other team. Yes, even if I go and train somewhere else, that is just momentary. But I know that these are where my roots are at, and this is my base. This is my home. So with the promotion, it's pretty much the same, because your promotion is going to invest in you. They're going to turn you into a superstar. And if you stick to them and you stick by them, of course that will happen. They will turn you into a superstar. But if you want to jump on, from one boat to the other boat, then you will only get so far. And I think a lot of Pakistani athletes have tried doing that, and we can see that they haven't reached anywhere.
I'll be back.